Today, everybody, I did some pop hunting, and while I was out, found some pretty cool stuff. Because I was at New York Comic Con over the weekend, I hadn't been out for a while to the random usual stores that I go to, so I checked out GameStop, and boy was it a good idea to go, because they had some interesting figures, and some that I had never seen or even thought they were gonna have already. Like the new movie Spellbound, this Netflix one that's coming soon. I hadn't heard much about it besides the fact that there were Pops coming, and they had them already. They also had the brand new set of 8-bit Sonic figures, which of course I had to grab. They also had Doja Cat for Paint the Town Red and a bunch of Christmas Pops, but I didn't pick up those because come on, it's not even Halloween yet. And speaking of spookier Pops, they did have Goosebumps, and I didn't grab any of those today because I'm on the hunt for that rabbit one, or the hair, you know, inside of the top hat. I don't remember what it's called exactly, but that's the one that I want. Oh, and in the larger figure section, there was a few others that I definitely needed to pick up, like the Big Bird and the other Sesame Street ones. I grabbed those too. And you know what? I think at this point we've done enough chatting. Let's actually go check out these figures. Oh, and by the way, there's still a bunch that I haven't mentioned. I guess we'll just start digging because I've got a lot to go through. And speaking of ones that I didn't mention, let's start with Star Wars because I was able to get two really interesting ones. We have this holographic Darth Maul. Let me take it out of the box because it's a little hard to see inside of it, and I love how this one looks. The blue, it really is nice. I also am loving the texture on his robe, and of course his lightsaber is crazy. These are honestly some of my favorite Star Wars ones. Like when it comes to the holographic stuff like this, I know I don't have some of the originals. Who am I missing? It would be actually, now that I say that, the original holographic Darth Maul. So yeah, you know what? I think I'll take this one for now because that price, it's a little high. Then everybody, the other Star Wars figure that I grabbed was the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren in this patina color. This one is another really fun one, and I want to take it out of the box because it's hard to see the colors when it's in here. So let me check this out a bit. Whoa, it's a bit of a darker bronze than I was expecting. It's got like black, but then like some sort of like brownish kind of color on top of it. It feels like a statue. It almost kind of looks like wood in a way. But I really do like it, and I think it's funny to see the lightsaber in this weird color, and it's not like a bright red. It's interesting. Now, you know what? Since I'm talking about red box characters here, let's do the other red box that I picked up. This Doja Cat one that I mentioned earlier. And it's funny because this is the second Doja Cat figure. The first one was a Coachella version of her, and I haven't even got that one in yet. But you know what? Now that I think about it, I believe people are just starting to get them in now, just mine hasn't arrived. So anyways, we've got this one at least, and let's take a look at it out of the box. Because like I mentioned, I believe this is for her music video for Paint the Town Red. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I actually haven't checked to see if this is what she looks like in the music video, but I mean, come on, if it's not, you gonna blame me for guessing that? Either way, a pretty cool pop, and it'll be neat to have both of them together once that other one arrives. Because her figures are kind of unique in a way where the boxes are completely different from the regular ones. The original one has kind of like this sand color to look almost like, you know, the desert kind of look for Coachella, and then this one here is of course black and red, which doesn't normally happen for boxes. Alrighty, what next here? You know what? Let's do all of the Incredibles. So I was able to get the Mrs. Incredible one here, or Elastigirl. Sorry about that one, everybody. I knew that. We also have, though, the Mr. Incredible, and these are their original suits, which I really do enjoy. But that's not where it ends, because I also ended up getting the JJ and Syndrome. Wait a second. Jack. They didn't put the whole name. They put JJ? I'm just realizing that now. Do they ever actually call him JJ in the movie? Why can't I think of this? But look though, even if they don't, this is an amazing figure. I love this, and I hope they continue to go back and like redo a lot of the older Pixar movies that we haven't got as Pops for a long time, and like make an entirely like fully fleshed out set of figures. Because to be completely honest with you, we have an okay amount of them from this, but to have a figure that looks like this, I mean, come on. That's amazing. And really quickly, before we get on to the last one here, if you guys want to check out the Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl a little bit closer up, they look amazing as well. And I love how they made it so Mr. Incredible's running, Elastigirl has her super long arm, and that one actually kind of reminds me of the one that they did for Incredibles 2, but it's still completely different because the suit is that old one. And then everybody, like I said, we've got one more, which is going to be Edna Mode, and I love the flames in her glasses. I'm trying to remember exactly when this was. I know it's her in her house, and I remember the flames popping popping up. I just don't remember what she was talking about. Was it around the time when she had Bob come over, so Mr. Incredible, so that way they could talk about him getting a new suit and she was doing the no capes bit? Or was this some other point in the movie? I don't really know. But whatever it is, that, I mean, come on, it's just such a fun figure. And I know that the original Edna is pretty pricey, so it's nice that if you want her for your collection, you can get her again. And I know that they had one for San Diego Comic-Con as well, but this, I mean, come on, those flames are really nice. Oh, and I know what some of you guys are going to ask. No, they did not have any of the chases for these two here, where they're kind of in like the sepia color. It looks kind of like that older, like, flashback look. No, they did not have any of them, which is too bad. But, you know, here's the thing. I get chases a good amount from GameStop, so I'm okay with just having these ones today. I'll find the other two eventually. Alrighty, now, moving these guys over, let's get into this one random figure, which I am pretty excited about. We've got Max 64 from RoboForce. It's a retro toys pop, and I love the retro toys, even for the ones that I didn't really know much about. Like, when I saw this coming out, I actually had no clue what RoboForce was, but then I did a little bit more research, and I found out that they're like these robot toys that came out in like the 70s and 80s. But either way, let's just take a look at him here because, whoa, this is a lot chunkier than I thought it was going to be, because from the front, it kind of just looks like, you know, like a thin little character, but you turn him to the side, that's a pretty big boy there. I'm also just like loving the amount of buttons on this guy. Like on the top here, you can see there's so many different things going on. Then in the front, of course, it says Max. It's pretty cool. And now some of you guys might remember a while back, I did a retro toys video where I bought the actual toys and compared it to the pops. And I kind of want to do one again soon. And I'm thinking if I'm going to make this video, maybe I try to find a Max 64. I don't know if they're super expensive or if I'd even be able to get one, but I might try. Now let's jump into the Sesame Street stuff that I got, because I was able to finish off the entire set for today. So here is Abby, the first time we've ever seen her as a figure. Such a fun one. I love the wings on this one, her little wand, and then we also have the pigtails, the way she kind of like did them off to the side there. I think they're pigtails, or at least she's got her hair up on the sides there, and the way they have her little like clips, or like, you know, the thing, I don't know what you call them, like hair ties maybe, and how they look like ladybugs with flowers. It's pretty cute. You know what's something that's also kind of funny about these characters, and I just thought about it now, there was something that was like, you know what, they feel a little off to me, and I think it's because we can see their entire body. Like, don't you think that's kind of weird? And I understand that sometimes on, you know, the Muppets or Sesame Street or Fraggle Rock or whatever it is, you can see their entire body, but not as often as you can't see their entire body. Like, do you know what I mean here? Cookie Monster, you'd normally see his top half, but the feet sticking out, to me, look a little bit funny, and I think that's why it must be. And anyways, taking a look at Cookie Monster a little bit closer up, I love the chair on this one. It's actually so big, it kind of feels like a deluxe character inside of a regular box. But I like that it was that regular price. What, was it like $16.99? Yeah, $16.99, so not too bad at all. Honestly, a really great figure. And then, everybody, the last Sesame Street one, well, the last regular size Sesame Street one, then we'll take a look at a bit of a bigger figure in a second, was this one here, though. Elmo and Tango. It's actually the first time we've ever got Tango as a pop. And now, I'm wondering when Tango was first introduced, because when I was younger and I used to watch Sesame Street, I don't remember Tango at all. Like, I'm trying to think of other, like, animals and pets that I could think of. Like, I remember, like, a cow showing up every once in a while, and I don't remember the name of it. And I remember Dorothy, which was Elmo's goldfish. But yeah, like, for something like Tango, I wonder if this is a more, like, it must be a more recent introduction in the show. But from the looks of it, it seems like Tango is some sort of a musical dog, because the way that Tango has the collar on, she's also named Tango, too, that's a thing. But she has, like, a little music note there on her harness. It's pretty cute. I think that Funko did an amazing job with it. And then when I took a look at Elmo and Tango together, like actual photos of them, I thought it was fun. And now, everybody, like I mentioned, the bigger figure, you may know him, you may love him, it is Big Bird, actually inside of his house, you know, his nest. I want to take him out of the box because it looks like there's some really great detail, but first I've got to take the sticker off the front, which, by the way, it was only 40 bucks, and normally I feel like the bigger ones are a lot more expensive than that. It was a pretty decent deal. Okay, here we go, Big Bird. Let's see what's going on here. I'm curious to see what this one looks like, and I want to know if there's like anything going on the back side, or if it's just, you know, the mailbox off to the side. Let me see here, though. Yeah, the steps in the front are really fun. He's got his teddy bear. It's cool. I like it a lot. And if you're wondering, on the back side here, there isn't anything like too crazy going on. Of course, we do get some vines with leaves, but like nothing, you know, like an extra character or anything sticking out. You know what, everybody? Now that we're talking about Muppets figures and like newer Sesame Street ones, I am still missing one figure. It's the Elmo on tricycle. It was released at Target Con a while back. I never did get it, and I need to pick that one up still. If I ever see it maybe online on Funko.com or something like that, I will grab it. I need to have this one complete because I love a lot of the Sesame Street ones. I have most of the original set. It'd be good to keep up to date with these ones. Now, everybody, we've got one more set to go through for today, and that is going to be the Tails. Are you ready for this one? Sonic, and hold on, can't forget him, Knuckles 8-bit. I love these ones, and I don't even know if they've fully, released yet. Are they available at Target? I'm pretty sure that's where they were normally exclusive to. But of course, because here in Canada, we don't have Target anymore. We used to, whatever, it's a long story. I wish it was here, though. Anyways, we don't have Target, that's the point. When we don't have a store, they just kind of, go to wherever, and it's usually GameStop. So if you're wondering why I go to GameStop all the time, that's why. Because, even, looking in the Goosebumps section, they had that Barnes & Noble exclusive that I picked up a while back. Now, of course, I do love hunting around all of the different stores because it is a little more fun, but if I can just go there and pick up, everything I need, why wouldn't I? But anyways, getting into these figures here, they don't do 8-bit too often, but I really do love these ones here. They used to do them way more often, and now they've kind of slowed down a little bit. I like, though, how they've been doing it, where it's if it makes sense, they'll do it, and it's not just oh, let's turn every character into some sort of 8-bit thing. And anyways, just taking a look at Tails out of the box. Okay, I do like this. That was what I wanted to check out, the backside here, and see how they actually did, well, his Tails. I'm liking the shoes as well. He's also got the bit of blue on the side there. The way he looks actually is really neat. I'm wondering, have they ever made a flocked 8-bit figure? I'd be curious about that. Because if they haven't, I feel like this would be the set to do it with. It could look kind of cool. And then, of course, moving down the row here and checking out Sonic. This is another really cool one, too. Especially because, you know what? It almost makes him look like he's faster when he's 8-bit. And I don't know if that makes sense to you, but the way that it seems, it looks like he's really zooming across the screen. And maybe that's just because of how Sonic looks, but I don't know, something about him being kind of blocky makes him look a little quick. Then, of course, taking a look at Knuckles over here. I mean, come on, he looks a little angry in it. I like how he's kind of clenching his fists. Anyways, that's pretty much gonna do it for today, though, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed, because that was a lot of new figures that I picked up. And if you guys want to see more Funko Pop content from me in the future, go down and hit subscribe, because I'm gonna be making new stuff. Well, I say I'm gonna be. I've literally been making new Funko Pop content for the last 10 years, and if you want to come along with me, why not hit it? And anyways, with that being said, this was seriously a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow!